So we arrange for a time. I'm in campus on Monday from Monday to Thursday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, maybe now.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I should be having about 120 students, but this doesn't look as if it's 120. So, well, it's expected for the first class. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come in for the class. It's good to come in for the first class because you get to have a brief out of what the module is all about and a little bit of introduction on my side before you understand what you're getting yourself into. So I would really appreciate if you have your laptops all closed. You don't need to look at anything except for my slides. So you can close your tabs, you can close your laptops, you can put your phone on silent for a bit. I would really want your undivided attention. I would also like to request the last row to come forward in front, if you don't mind, please. The last row, just the last row. As you can see, we have empty seats here. If you don't mind, why not we just take the 2 rows from the back? Everyone from the back, the last 2 rows, you're all totally filled up. If you don't mind, can you all come here, please? Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I'll wait for you. That row too, the last row there? Yeah, please, guys. Thank you very much. Here, come here. Don't go snooping 1 row just below. Come down here. I would really want to see you all here. Here. Yeah. Guys, don't jump out here, this side. Come. Don't be shy. Why are you all so shy? Come. All right. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so what I'll do for the next hour or so, I will give you an introduction of firstly myself, and then I would give the introduction of the module. And you can shoot out any questions that you have for me. And this is considered to be what we call a subject briefing, all right? So without further ado, let's move on. Okay, so that is me. You can just call me Dr. Hema. And if you favor words such as Miss, teacher, it's up to you. But that's my name, Hema, and you can just address me as such, right? There are a few Hemas in the university, so just make sure that you have the right email address, right? And then don't go sending to the wrong people. So I'm a part-time lecturer. Well, let me just give you a little bit of my journey. I've been teaching for 25 years. 25 years before you were even formed, right? So I started teaching in 1998. So I say you were not even formed, I'm pretty sure. So my journey started when I was 24 years old. And I started teaching, started tutoring in Australia when I was studying. And I just kept going. And that's where my passion lies. I've had a great journey, having started my teaching in a very reputable tech university, which is today called Asia Pacific Institute. It was called APIIT when I started teaching. In 2010, there's a lot of things in between that's gone through, but I'll just fast track things that you don't relevantly need to know. In 2010, I joined Taylor's University as a full-time lecturer. I would say that we were the pioneering team of lecturers who created the course that you are enrolled in today. So I taught the first UWE batch of students. Today, they are all 32 years old. I'm attending weddings today. And it's really heartwarming to see many of my students secure great employment opportunities as they take on the journey. So when I told some of my students, I said, I'm back teaching year 1, they were like, really, miss, year 1? I say, yeah, I'm back teaching year 1. And I have a reputation as a lecturer. I'm strict. I'm very strict, especially for classes. I'm strict for your deliverables. I'm strict for your contribution in your assignments. I churn out graduates with great attitude. So in 2010, when I joined Taylor's, it was an epic journey. We had the RMIT program, we had the UWE program, and we had an amazing bunch of students, and I was part also of the student curriculum. We had 2 prom nights in my tenure. I left in late 2017 because I had to move abroad, family commitments. And when I came back, I joined a Swedish company because of my role as the industry advisory panel here in Taylor's. I joined a Swedish company doing talent acquisition. So my talent acquisition role was to help to hire for that company. So I had a knack with hiring the right graduate for the right job. And I was hiring for attitude. I was not hiring for hard skills. Hard skills can be trained. It's the attitude that's the biggest problem today, right? So for 2.5 years pre-pandemic and also mid-pandemic, I was working for this Swedish company. And then I decided that, working for one company and sourcing talent for one company was just not working out well, because I would gather around for competitions. I will organize hackathon competitions. And I have about, 200 over students, and, half of them will come and ask me, Dr. Hema, do you have a job for us? Can you imagine the answer that I have to give them? Oh, sorry, the company that I'm working for is not hiring. So in 2021, I decided to start up my own company. I started up Talent Fuel, and I'm a boutique-based talent hiring, talent acquisition company. Boutique-based means I'm very particular of the clients that I work for. They entrust with me to select candidates that will best meet their cultural requirements. Today it's all about culture. Today is all about whether you fit into that organization. It's not so much about the hard skills. It's about whether or not you can blend in with the organization. So I work for about nearly 20 companies today, helping them hire not only Taylor's graduate, but many graduates in only the tech line. I only work with students and companies for tech hires. And from 2021 till today, I love what I do. I love what I do. So much so that my PhD was in a gap that I found in the industry. So my PhD entailed the use of AI engines. So that's my area, artificial intelligence, and game-based assessment to assess soft skills and to do a pattern recognition for hard skills match. So because I loved what I did or do, I decided to embark my PhD in the area that I was passionate for. I got a scholarship in Taylor's when I came back, finished my PhD, and then I went on to teaching part-time. But then I realized that, take it from me, 25 years, my oldest student today is about 42 years old. Don't ask me my age, right? My oldest. If I started teaching when I was 24, so my oldest is 42. can you imagine, my journey has been 25 years teaching, walking down classrooms, saying, hi, my name is Hema, and this is the module, walking out and saying, good luck guys, all the best for the exam, see you, and then walking the next semester, hey, you again, hey, I saw you, hey miss, we're back again. Walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out. 25 years I've been walking in, walking out classrooms, introducing myself and saying thank you very much for a semester, and saying bye-bye, but yet again seeing them again in final year. Right? My journey for 25 years, my point I want to make to you is, after 25 years, and after starting Talent Fuel and hiring for Attitude, you know what's the biggest flaw that I still see today when graduates finish their degree, go up the convocation, you know, throw their mortarboard, you know, and then get ready for employment? I find two things. They still can't find what's their core competency skill. Trust me. And the second thing is, they still lack soft skills. When I talk about soft skills, I'm talking about agility, I'm talking about resilience, I'm talking about decision making, I'm talking about communication skills, I'm talking about teamwork. All of it is still missing. And when I see a graduate go out there, and when I hear graduates saying, you know, miss, I can't find a job, you know, for 6 months I've been trying to find a job, but you know, I haven't got even an interview. And then when I reflect back at that graduate, I see the flaw. More and more I'm seeing the flaw. So what I decided to do in 2024 April, in April 2024, I decided to start Code Academy. I run Code Academy. We are on our socials. We have our website. And the difference between Code Academy and Code Academy is the A. So you will see that globally there is a Code Academy without the A. And I am codeacademy.my. I started up Code Academy this year, April. I run 2 centers, one in Bukit Rimau and one in Subang Taipan. And you know what I do? You know what's my goal? My goal is to democratize. My goal is to reverse engineer, and I'm teaching coding for kids. The differentiating factor that I do at Code Academy with my team of trainers is we inculcate soft skills at the earliest age possible. I had one student, she's from Vietnam, because some of my students are refugee children. I had one student, my first class that I started in July. She's about 8 years old. She's very short. Her name is Dang. She's from Vietnam. She came with a mask in class. And I offer Scratch and Python. Scratch is for ages 7 to 11, and Python is for 11 onwards to just before they enter uni. Back-end Python. So she was so excited because I did a briefing, I went to the class, I brought my whole team, you know, everybody was excited, kids were so excited with stuff, you know. And then she came in for her first class, and I was there with my trainer. And the way we make a difference is we do project-based. So we get the students, after learning something, build something using your idea and go up there and present. The biggest challenge any of y'all will have is walking up here and being able to fight for your points. Not read your points, but to present your ideas. That's the biggest challenge any graduate has. So Dang, coming back to Dang, she comes with a mask, and I go down to her and I say, Dang, maybe it'll be good if you can put a bit of confidence and I want to see your sweet smile. She says, I'm shy, I'm scared. She had the mask for 3 classes. And every time I would see her is I will signal the trainer, I will tell him, get her to present, get her to present. And every time she'll come up to present, the mask was on, the mask was on. It took her 1.5 months. You should see her today. She comes into class, puts her laptop, no mask. The trainer would ask, who would like to present? Her hands go up first. And then she runs to the podium and she says, "Hi, my name is Dang. I'd like to show you how I created this work from Mr. Teacher Mori." You should see the difference. And you should see the gleam of happiness my trainers have in their face. And they come to me and say, "Now I understand why you drive this at this age. I would not have been able to do that at that age." So that plus democratizing. Democratizing, watch me. I'll come out in the news one day. Not me lah, my trainers lah. Democratizing means today, the challenge you are going to have, I'll tell you, I've seen all of this. Finish your degree and then come to year 3 and say, "Miss, I got to go to internship." Got any company? Go fair. Go to the fair. "Hi, I'm so-and-so. This is my CV. This is my CV. This is my CV." What the company does, I don't know. I just give my CV. Just spam out your CV to everybody. And then come and tell me, "Miss, I applied to 5 jobs. I say, "What companies? I can't remember." "What job?" "I don't know." And then go into the first day of work. "What the hell am I doing here? What kind of environment is this? He's my supervisor." Face problem. Right? Sorry, I'm just using this example. Don't take into offense, please. Right? Half of y'all will not even know what business the company does, who's going to be your potential superior, will he be a good leader to lead me, is there a career development path for me, do I see myself contributive as an asset to the organization? Many of y'all will start to beg, borrow, steal, and cry to get great internships. But what I'm aspiring to do, I'm in a journey. I'm on a journey. I organize hackathon competitions for small kids with my co-founder who's from the industry. Invite companies to come in to watch these kids, look at their skill at a very young age. Once they come to 16, 17, hold competitions for them, sponsored by the companies, see a talent, the organization will say, "I'll sponsor you for university, and you have a job with you after you finish university." How cool is that? And that is what I aspire to do with my first batch of students at Code Academy. Wish me luck. If you want to come and visit my center, I can't quite say you're all welcomed, but it can go on a case by case. Who are my trainers you'd like to know? They're all the students that I've had who see my goal, who've known me very long, and know me as who I am, what I'm trying to do for the next generation. They have a passion to teach. That's the most important thing. Knowing, having the knowledge is one thing. Being able to love what you do, to transfer that knowledge, whether or not it's going to be things such as, "I want your work done by tomorrow," right? Or is there a way that I can help you? Or can I give you a peer support? If these are things that I need to do, that is my journey forward. So that is a little bit about myself, and hence that's why I'm part-time. I think tailors can't let go of me, that I would believe, this semester I'm taking 2 subjects. Last semester I took 3 subjects, and I am part-time because I also teach at APU. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually I'm not here on Fridays, but Friday has been included because your class is a bit big. So the management team has asked me whether I can take on this module. So I said, why not? Why don't I just tighten all the loose screws? Because when I go to final year, I will look at the student, how did you get away from year 1? Who taught you this module? What kind of diagrams are these? So they thought the best drill master, that's why Tin Woi, how many of y'all have had him as your lecturer? He's my student. That boy who was here just now, he was my student. Willingly coming. Can I help you, Dr. Emma? Can I sit into your class? And he's teaching now in. So you will not understand me yet, but you will understand the other side of me when you miss classes, when you don't get your work done, when you give problems in your group assignment, when you falsify your attendance code. Yeah, I've seen all of this. The repercussions will be a little bit challenging. So my sincere request, it's not an advice, but it's a request, is don't mess with me, number one. Number two, when you walk out this class at the end of this semester, ask yourself this question. Did I get it? Did I know where this module was going? Have I learned UML diagramming? Am I able to comprehend the differentiative diagrams and what they do? Can I take this on? Because let me tell you something. This module will stay with you until you stand in front of me in your final year, presenting your capstone. And if I were to be the assessor sitting down, and I know I've taught you principles of software engineering, and if you mess up your UML diagramming, I swear to you, you will have jitters when you present. And that's what my students call me, fear. In a nice way. So, I really need you to work with me. And I build attitude. I build attitude. I hire for attitude. If you want to see all the recommendations, and I'm going organic, although I have a lot of students who have come to me and say, Miss, let me build your webpage. Students that I've given job opportunities, they'll say, Miss, at least a favor. And the talents that I help to hire don't pay me anything. Don't pay me anything. The companies are the ones who pay me. And they're a bit puzzled. Miss, is there anything that we have to give you after you've given us such a great opportunity to work in this company? I says, no, maybe a cup of coffee, that's it. So if you really want to know what their journey was with me, giving them a job opportunity with my clients, you can go into my LinkedIn profile and you can read all the 20 recommendations that have been put in. I told them, are you all writing essays? I said, just give me a 2-3 line recommendation. No, they give me 3 paragraphs. So I have a nice time reading their journey, but I can see when they write, they are very appreciative of my work. So you can go, stalk me there, right? So that's my LinkedIn. Now be very careful with my email address. It's hema.ramalingam@taylors. And my consultation hours with you, I will notify you because, as you know, I'm not located in the university. I only come in for class. And if I have to slot a consultation time, I have to slot it on my availability also. And I'll try to, at best, give you windows of opportunity to come and see me. But my sincere advice to you is to use your tutorial sessions. The best way to get me is to come in for your tutorial, get your work done, and then you can ask me as much questions as you want to, right? So there's a lot of la-di-da inside this module description, right? At the end of the day for this module, right, I'm just going to take some keywords. I don't want to newsread you all. I'm going to take some keywords, right? So where we are at is we're going to expose ourselves to understanding the development principles and processes. We're going to understand what our software life cycle, the whole software development life cycle, whether or not you're going to look at things such as waterfall, the most traditional, or whether or not you're going to go to the other extreme, which is agile. We're going to understand what are the stages of a software development life cycle, starting from traditional, of course, investigation, until the very end, which we perform maintenance and support. So that's one. The second one is apply the software engineering methodology, right, given to the given software or development assessment. So After you have learned what methodologies are, you have an assignment that's group-based. You get to apply. So given the scenario of the project, chosen project ideation, then you would apply your basic theory knowledge to it. So for that project, how would you take on preliminary investigation? How would you take on feasibility study? How would you conduct fact-finding? So you have to apply your theory, right, and conceptualize it to propose an artifactual outcome, right? The third one is you go into involving into reflecting on inquiry-based learning, and you basically, the whole point is, if you are in doubt with any points or ideas that we have in the class, you'd have to raise your hands, but I will just give you a little bit of a warning. If you have gone into my times, you will realize that I think give and take, we have about 7 lecture weeks, and in that you will be, I think, at all with the fact that there's 90 slides for one set. Now, I only have 1 hour of lecture. There's no way that I'm going to be running through each and every slide. So, independent learning is something that is advocated in TALERS. So there might not be time for me in this 1 hour to run through all the slides. So what I'll do is I will give you the gist of the slides, and you have to go and do your independent learning. And during tutorial sessions, when we are in smaller groups, that's where your part, I don't teach back again. You ask me your doubts. So it has changed from how it used to be. This module was not called Principles of Software Engineering 10 years ago. It was called Software Development Theories. But in that module, we had 2 hours of lecture, we had 2 hours of tutorial. Classes were smaller. Maximum we would have about 30-odd students. So if 2-hour lecture, it was a lot of spoon feeding. Understand? You understand? Any doubt? Now the generations change. You've got access to so many materials online, and it's also inculcating the agility that you have in yourself to be hungry to learn yourself, pick up. And that is what industry wants of you today. Adaptability. So that's what we are inculcating in university. The lecturer talks less. I'll try my best, love. It's tough for me, right? The lecturer is supposed to talk less, give you just surface level understanding, and then you go dig yourself a little bit more deeper. So yes, it's a lot of hard work. It is a lot of hard work on your side. But of course, I'm there to support you on this, right? And then you go into effective communication with diverse stakeholders. This is more apparent in your assignment. And of course, blended learnings, case studies, right? The most important thing, I don't think you're very worried about all of this because it's in your module structure. And at the end of the day, let me just give you a very summarize. You walk out this classroom, you better make sure you know how to deploy UML diagramming. That's it. So we are doing the logical understanding of the system. Any system will be designed. Once you get your user requirements from your stakeholder, direct, indirect, you have to deploy the requirements into a design. Your design will be taken by the developer to convert it into a functioning system. So in this module, you're learning logical design, logics of the data going in, data being processed, the whole flow depicted in what we call unified modeling language diagram in the basis of object-oriented programming. So those days I used to teach the traditional diagramming method, which is data flow diagram, which is still very good, but it's just that, it doesn't encapsulate fundamentals of today's newer platforms which are based on object-oriented. So that's why this module, you walk out, you know what is use case. You know what are functional, non-functional requirements. You know how to draw activity diagrams. You know how to draw object diagrams, sequence diagrams, right? Stuff like that. So it's a lot of designing your logical flow of data and some theory aspects along the way. But the core is UML diagramming, which brings us to, of course, the breakdown of the module, which is divided into 3 MLOs. So it's 3, 1, 2. Your group assignment achieves your MLO 3, which is demonstrate. Demonstrate means you understand the module deliverables, you apply it. When you apply it, you are actually demonstrating your understanding, and then you present, right? Meeting up all the requirements. MLO 1, identify the underlying concepts and rationale, your test. So you'll be able to identify based on your understanding. And your exam, explain different generic software development process models and distinguish the main feature. The totality of the module will be tested upon you in the exam, which brings us to the percentage of your assessment. This is available to you in My Times. If you have already accessed My Times, you will realize that I have uploaded the materials. But your tutorial materials will be uploaded week by week because I'm changing certain stuff from last semester. So, you will see new stuff coming in, and I will tell you week by week. All right, okay? So, you have, what's the breakdown of the assessment for this module? I see some of you all on your tabs. Is there a reason, I'm just going to focus up on this guy here. Is there a reason you're on your tabs? Can you all take off your earphones and switch off, close off your tabs, please? Close it off. I'm waiting for you. Class will not continue if you don't switch off. Close up your tabs. Close it, close it, close. Coming for class? 1. Not doing the activities that's given in tutorial? 2. Not paying attention in class? 3. Just not bothered? 4th one. So the students who fail are not the ones who try and get there. No. The try and get there, the lecturers will know, because different lecturers took the tutorials. And the feedback was, I inched up 2 marks for this kid because he keeps on coming and asking me his doubts. And that's the lecturers. That is how we are. If a profile, I'm just going to use you, huh? Just don't be scared. Huh? If the profile is as such that shows that this kid, always on the phone, we've heard lecturers say, no, are you going to upgrade this student? Nope. He doesn't have a good attitude. Hardly coming for class, always on the tab, always on the phone. These are feedbacks that go up because today, the judgment among lecturers is not only your ability to write your exam, it's your whole profile. The profile you will put in your CV. I'm a final year student, dedicated team player, all bullshit. All bunch of bullshit. So why not change that bullshit to reality, your playground here? Am I right? So in this whole semester, I'm going to do a lot for you. I'm going to bring down some of your senior students. I'm going to get them to give you some advice. I'm going to hold a dialogue forum. For me, any of my senior students that I call to come and talk, they'll be like, Dr. Emma, for sure. When I call for talk, you can go into my LinkedIn and you can see everything that I've organized. And I had about 4 or 5 students say, can we come into your lecture today? I said, no. I will tell you one thing, I am strict. You might hate me for that, but I'm not here to earn your brownie points. I'm here to churn out great attitude candidates. And if you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, I can't help you. Okay? So let's work on this together. And if you have any challenges, I'm always here for you. But it has to be a handshake agreement, right? And mutual respect. Okay? So your group assignment, I will tell you now, although I doubt I see 119, I doubt, looking at the volume, but as of now, I'm not sure whether you all know each other, but your group assignment is to be in groups of 5. So my advice to you, by next week, you should have your group of 5. Group of 5. So you can't say 6, you can't say my favorite number is 4, you know. You can't do that. So it has to be group of 5. Get your 5 first. Now, I have the veto power to tell you, hey, buddy, I need to include 1 kid in your group. So your group will be 6. I can allow the 6th person in the group. If you're 4, I have the authority to add 1 person. So my best advice is just fit yourself comfortably on your own in a group of 5. Because we have no time to start churning out, you know, group problems in the second week. Second week, we just dive into the assignment. So next week, we will start the lecture. I won't do the lectures today because I believe many students are not in here for the first week. We'll start lecture. Come in, I'll start lecturing, half an hour. And the next 15 minutes or so is going to be the assignment briefing next week. Right? And I believe I see 1 tutorial class at 8 o'clock. Who's got an 8 o'clock here? Who's got a Monday 8 o'clock with you? Monday 8 o'clock. I think there's a tutorial. Am I talking, is this the class that has the 8 o'clock? Or maybe it's the other module. Never mind, you can look at your timetable, okay? So your class is at this time next week 10. 2 things I'm going to do, start the lecture, break the first part, 90 slides to just covering a few stuff, do your briefing. I've already created the Google Sheet link for you to put your group names and number, and I will share with you all next week. Not too much of pressure this week. So, and then you have your test. So, week of 25th is your submission. The week of briefing will be next week. So, these are your MLO coverages, right? And then when you go on, you got your reference. The most important thing for this module will be your, sorry, it's not times, it's my times. They've rebranded it. My times. You've got to get very used to draw.io. Draw.io is your visual tool that you're using to create your UML diagrams. So next week it's going to be the first week, and you've got to get into all of this. Yeah? Okay? And like I said, all these are good practices. Download your materials, focus and attention, submission on time, assignment content, very, very harsh penalty on plagiarism. Teamwork is key to success, being polite when asking questions, and above all, an awesome attitude. That's all. We don't owe anybody anything. We don't owe each other anything, right? You're here on your journey. I'm here on my journey. We've bumped into each other for this class. Let's make it a memorable one. Yeah? Any questions? So this is something that I always live by, and my students would, all my ex-students would know. We'll bring this back in my last class once I get to know you better. Life is not about being rich, being popular, being highly educated, or being perfect. It's about being real, humble, and kind. That's what life is. And that's why I tell my talents. I say, you don't pay me anything, but I just want a comfortable bit up there when time comes. That's it. And I'll bring you down a lot of my seniors. Amazing kids, good-looking boys, pretty girls. And they are really willing to come in to help me. I call them my babies. So you can ask them. Some of them work in Microsoft, SAP, EY, Big Five. Some of them are startup entrepreneurs today. Some of them run 3D companies. So many, right? And that gives you an eye-opener. And it's all about watching them, seeing, where they've gone, what's their bumpy rides, what's their advice to you as new graduates. It'd be great to hear from them. Principles of software engineering. Aya, what time is class? Buddy. Hello, buddy. What time class? Huh? No. Wrong class. He gave you wrong information. Wrong module, darling. Okay, so any questions? Anything anybody would like to ask? Anything, shoot. Really? Impossible. Anything you'd like to know about the module, anything about me that you want to ask, as long as it's not age, zip it up on age, right? You'll figure it out soon enough, okay? No guessing also. Any questions? Come on, guys, cannot be this muted. Yes, sweetheart. How do you make friends? So just before I end the class, you could just go around, hey, my name is so-and-so, do you have a group? That's how it goes usually. Do you have a group? Can I be part of your group? Many of them would have groups here also, right? So if it's a face problem, go with the ones that you think it's not a face problem. Kidding. Just approach. And if you still have a tough time, then you come into the tutorial session, and then we see from there if you can allocate, but I just don't touch groups. As in, I don't help you allocate, unless it's worst case scenario where, Dr. Emma, not getting group, then I'll have to put my guard up and come to rescue lah. But whatever it is, you will have a group, mark my word. Okay? Right. Any other questions? Hey, come on lah, guys, It has to be more interesting than this. Any question?
All good.
Not yet? Any, I can't bring the mic. Hang on, let me just see whether the mic can move. No, that's all. It's meant only for the speaker. Any questions? Anybody? I'm going to walk. Please do not share your attendance code with your friends who are absent. That happens, and if that happens and I randomly call, it's very simple for me. The assignment, that's 30%, you get 0, your friend gets 0. Simple as that for me. No questions asked. So if any of y'all are caught sharing attendance code, and believe me, trust me, I have caught students, In small class also I've caught, and they regret it. Now less, in fact now no in my classes, but they still do it for other classes. But for my classes, I would appreciate, very politely I'm telling you, for you, if your friend's texting you and say, hey buddy, give me the code, you know, just text them one word, right? It comes in a set, Dr. Hema. Just text them that. If your friend asks you, hey buddy, I'm just so lazy to come for class, you know, just text them one word. Dr. Hema, deal with her. Because if you take a screenshot or you give the code, think this, assignment 0. 30% down the drain. No questions asked. No questions asked. I've already written a letter to the academic team. I said, I will not accept this attitude. They said, okay, fair. Okay? So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. If after me telling you this, one of you all going absent, ask one of your friend, then that's not a friend. Then that's definitely not a friend. So take your risk, calculate it very, very well. Okay? So I will see you next week. Are you sure you guys are not in my tutorial at 8 o'clock? Let me just check my schedule. Just quickly check my schedule. Hang on. 64804. Yeah, I have one tutorial, 64804.